people don't mind when your hair grows down, but when your hair goes out, it's a problem. I think it's the way that our hair grows that
it's defiant.
Yeah.
I read somewhere that the issue with black hair for like white people is that it's just so unattainable for them, and it's like we've always assimilated into the white society. So that goes back to what Uvie was saying in regards to like our hair being like political statements, because it's completely defiant.
No one else
rebellious to like what the white system, and
that's even more reason why we should embrace it.
Because we know that's one thing they can't take from us.
You'll even see them wrapping their hair around a pencil.
It looks ridiculous. It's always straight. Like this. Let's go watch.
Yes.
It was an egg.
Yeah, because to balance. Balance the front.
Slick, then you're slicker than.
One sec.
She's on 1 sec. Okay, we'll wait for you then.
Is it your phone, the Pixel?
Yeah.
Good. I really
It's really
think
good.
it was disclaimer, we're not shaming anybody.
Oh, not shaming anybody.
Okay, we will respect everybody's choices to make whatever choices they want to. It's your life, it's your body, it's your hair.
The first question is, what is your hair story?
I had natural hair till I was like in year 11. And then in year 11, my mum didn't want to relax my hair. And then I went to Nigeria and I got my auntie to relax my hair. I got my auntie's. No. So my auntie is my mum's older sister. So she trumps.
Yeah.
So with my auntie, I was like, auntie, I'll relax my hair. She was like, yeah, she told my mum they're going to relax their hair. And then obviously, so she let me and my sister relax our hair. And obviously the reason why I wanted to do it because people had their hair relaxed in primary school. Like, everyone else's hair was relaxed and they were doing, you know, I wanted to do styles. I remember going to like back to primary school, and then I was late to assembly, but I had my hair relaxed this time, and I sat there. People were looking at me, thinking, Fourth year of university, Bev was like, both of them have told me why not just go natural, because I don't really
ever.
When my hair was relaxed, I would relax my hair like once a year, twice a year max. The summer of 2017, I just cut my hair off, and then my hair is natural.
Well, right now I'm like transitioning. So I was natural till I was 17, and then I thought, girl, my hair was getting a bit long, and I thought I don't really want to have to deal with this long, so I texturized it, so we were like curly and that, you know. I had it texturized, and somehow I slipped into a relaxer. It just got to a point where it was just breaking. Then I cut all my hair off, and I had a pixie cut, so I was relaxed again. Transitioning now for just a year,
So according to me, I've been relaxed my whole life, right? And I thought I got my first relaxer when I was 5, because I went to Ghana when I was like 2, and then came back when I was 4. And then my mum was relaxing my hair, so I thought I was 5, but my mum actually said my auntie in Ghana started relaxing my hair when I was 3. So that's why, because I had to ask her, why did you relax my hair? And she was just like, it was already relaxed. So about 2 years ago, I decided to go natural.
I think I got my hair relaxed when I was 14. 14. Well, my mum shaved my hair when I was like 3 or 4 years old. Like, I was so upset. I looked like a little boy when I was about 4, because my mum shaved it. My birthday, I wasn't happy, and I relaxed it when I was like 14. Yeah, it's always been relaxed, and then last year I shaved my hair as part of my soul surgery thing. So then it grew back, and then I wanted to have my side shaved for a hairstyle. So I relaxed that. I'm natural hair and relaxed hair.
So my story is similar to Bev's. For as long as I remember, my hair's been relaxed. So I remember sitting in Nigeria in a hair salon, and my head was burning and crying and not really wanting to do it. But and then how old were you then? Probably about 5. From what I can remember. And then from then on, I've just been relaxing my hair. And then I started relaxing my hair myself when I was like 16. And always like burning the crap out of it. And recently, literally like last year December, I just got tired of washing. But basically, I always wore wigs, and then my hair just grew up. I didn't really I didn't relax it regularly anymore. And then my natural hair grew out, and I just thought, let me just cut it off. So I didn't really like go natural. It was just like I just cut off my relaxer. So
do you consider yourself part of the natural hair community? Is what I want to ask.
I don't know. The reason why I say that is because I do have natural hair, so therefore I would think that by default you are part of the community. So what does it mean to be part of the natural hair community? In my head, hearing you guys speak, I feel like there's a prototype. There's a particular kind of person who is like natural hair. That's what you see. That's why you don't want to put yourself in that community, because you don't feel like you fit that kind of framework.
Exactly.
I remember personally when I was asking you guys, should I go natural, I was just like, but it won't suit me. Because I don't feel like who I think about people who are like super woke, super passionate, like they wear their hair in particular styles. I don't see myself in those people. And that's why I didn't want to do it, because I didn't want to be
I feel like it doesn't suit with my personal style as well. Like,
that's what I'm saying. I think natural hair is a look. Like, I feel like if I was to have like...
how mad that is.
It's
really that. Even when I think about, because I said the same thing, like natural doesn't really suit my style, so I like more sleek and look.
Exactly.
How can I say that? Because my natural doesn't suit my style. What does that even... Who can brainwash me? That's literally what I thought when I read one day. Am I mad? Sorry,
I agree.
It's even mad to hear from someone else. I thought the same thing as well.
Even like now when we're evaluating the language that we're using, you can really see how we've internalized all of these like anti-black kind of concepts regarding our natural hair, because it's like you said, how can my natural hair not suit me? How can my natural hair be a look? It's me. Do you know what I mean? So to feel like I don't want to embrace my normal hair because I'm not gonna look like myself. How can you not look like yourself with your natural hair? Do you know what I mean? But that was a big issue for me. I distinctively remember people in secondary school like touching my hair, and I liked it because it was straight. I'm like, your hair's so nice, it's so shiny, and I was proud. I was so proud. And I remember like having my natural hair out, and I was just like looking at myself and thinking, bruh, like I don't even feel like myself. I don't feel like I look like myself. Or when I had relaxed hair, I was thinking, that natural hair look is childish. Like, it's just a bit childish. I'm not really rocking with that. And then until I decided to go natural, that's when I had to like evaluate that. What is your problem? Like, what is the root?
But do you think the root might be you trying to look European, or do you think it's because we have, like, society's made it seem like straight hair is better hair?
I didn't have a choice whether my hair would be natural or relaxed. So it's just something that I've always just had relaxed hair. So that's what I'm used to seeing. And because as I grew up as well, people affirmed my relaxed hair.
So they compliment you, and you start thinking, okay, so this is beautiful, this is acceptable, this is not acceptable.
I'm normal.
That's what it's
Do you know what I mean? Me with the relaxed hair is normal because you see it on the relaxer, you see people on TV, on MTV Base, they all have straight hair. So I'm normal. I never had to think about texturism because I was never other. Until I became other. That's when it was like, whoa.
I definitely thought the same thing. That's definitely one of my reasoning in fourth year, where I was like, I don't want to go natural because I wear like my outfits, you know, a bit away. You got look straight, it's good. But then when I cut my natural hair, it gave me a whole new look that really suits me. Like my natural really suits me. And then when I started trying, this hairstyle, I was thinking, right, this is lit, like, and it matches my clothes. And that's what I go, what Afro, I said, next up. Like when you open your eyes to it and say, okay, this is what natural hair is and this is what it can do, you can find out something in the natural hair spectrum that will work for your style. But you have to open up your mind to it.
I think it is that if you had no choice, you'd have to rock it. And it would be your style because you have no choice. I think because we have so much choice, which is beautiful, I think you don't
give it a chance. Is there a hierarchy in the natural hair community? Does texturism exist?
Yeah, I think there's definitely a hierarchy.
So what was like the top?
If we're looking at black women. So it's the 3A to 3C, this kind of curl.
I don't think
it's round. Well, you're okay if you got this. You're right. If you're going more towards like the 4Cs and less appeasing. These kind of texture hair nails, you see them in the adverts more. This is more beautiful, and I think that kind of has come along with maybe I don't know if I'm overstepping at this point, but like colorism as well, because normally the kind of girls with this hair are mixed race or light skin.
So when did you guys realise that texturism was a thing?
So I would say I first realised in school when there was another black girl who I assumed was African but wasn't. She was from Trinidad, and she had finer textured hair. I remember when she straightened her hair like was bouncy, like flowy, like her hair was like this when she straightened her hair. But I remember when I straightened my hair, I was sitting there for hours like straight, and I just remember thinking, why can't I get my hair like her hair? I don't understand, and it was because I didn't understand that her texture is different to my texture. Just because she's black doesn't mean she has exactly the same texture as me. And also, I remember there was a guy who was mixed, I think he was mixed race, but he had hair like loose curls like that. And I remember asking him, what do you use on your hair? And he just said, oh, I just use soft and free. And I went, soft and free. Yeah, I got soft and free. I drenched my hair in it. I was thinking, why? It was sweet. Why is my hair not like his? But I didn't get it. I didn't get like black people have different textured hair. I just thought because we're all black and we're all African, we all have the same type of hair.
Have you heard Akon's song with I'm Not My Hair, and he talks about the different hairstyles and how he's judged by like if he has braids. And I think there's been like a liberation whereby like who started the dreads? The Weeknd.
Okay.
When The Weeknd first, and they were clumpy. But nowadays, like you see the rappers, they've all got dreads and they've got coloured dreads, and I feel like the males have had their own little liberation. On the low. Yeah. Oh, what about the waves? What about the waves?
Yeah, the waves.
There is that. My brother's like, he wants waves. I said, you have to find a video, then we can see what people are doing. And I said, see, that man's texture is not your hair texture. And he's like, my friend has waves like I said, see, what is his ethnicity? Where is it like, you know, he's black, but what is his ethnicity? And he said, maybe that one kind of Guyanese. I said, Siri, the texture is different. And he said, okay. And then so we've been practicing for this waves. My guys do techniques, fam. You put one kind of hard brush. Then apparently people are now using plastic bag to be doing smoother and smoother. And then you do hard brush, and then you put in cream. And then first you have to leave the shampoo, bruv, techers. They're like, oh wow, the black boys are really going through it as well. Like you see when you type in natural hair videos and then you're black, you're trying to get this woman's hair, nothing like yours. You do the same thing. I'm like, saying, bro, it's the same thing. She said to me, I bought one cream for my hair. Come on, I said, where's the cream? He showed the cream. I looked at the cream, I saw texture. I said, wow.
Who told him to buy it?
I'll explain. So I said to him, who told you? I said, who told you about this? He said, because my friend, he came to school and then suddenly he has waves. I asked him how do you do it. He told me, he bought one cream. I said, so this cream is not just ordinary cream. This cream is it's gonna like straighten your hair a bit and things like that. But I went to school with white people, like a majority white school. And then like they would do stuff like put gel in their hair. So every time probably like, I want to put gel in my hair. I said, so your hair is not their hair. Like it's not the same. And he'll be like, I don't want to tell you something, can I relax my hair? Because obviously you even see black boys in our area that will relax their hair and then put the gel in their hair. So assimilation. That's the languages.
You know how?
Sorry. Can I ask a question then? Majority of us hate when we see guys with relaxed hair.
Yeah.
What? Then
we need to.
Yeah, that's true.
Because their hairstyles don't bang. That's like
but why is it bang?
No, because let's say when we have relaxed hair, okay, maybe we'll put it up in a ponytail or sleeve, but the hair looks nice.
It looks lit.
Their hair will have one quiff and then the edges are the sides are it doesn't look. If it look good, will anybody say anything? Like Young John, everyone's laughing at him, but the guy said it looks good. I can't lie to you. These other guys, multi-textured, one quiff, like all fringe,
brown.
Do you know what I think of when I think of black men relaxing their hair? Do you remember Brian?
Yes, I was literally
that was very problematic. My little brother went through that because all the boys in his school were like footballers, like spiky hair, and crop top and all that stuff. I remember he had an afro, like an actual afro, and that's what made him stand out. This boy used to put gel in the front of his afro to make a French crop. You know the thing?
Stop.
Literally, so his afro would be like this, and then we'll have one of the.
Oh my god!
I remember he put the gel like this, so his afro is literally like. I'm like, damn it. No. He did it until like year 9. And year 9, that's when he started. I used to cornrow his hair, and I thought, that's cool because obviously I'm the black boy with the cornrow.
What has been your experience of natural hair in the workplace?
Well, once upon a time I worked in Selfridges for an agency, and when they hired me, you have to be very clean, very like skirt long, Zara blazer, all black, everything. And sleek hair, that's how the picture was in the workbook. So I knew what it was when they hired me, but I didn't deep it that much. So obviously I had to change my hair. So I went into work and I had some curly afro and it was like brown and blonde. And so every morning I had to report to the guy that sits at the bottom. And I think he's like French or something. And I think I remember coming in and he was just looking at me like this. And so he said, yeah, it's fine, you can go. And he calls up to the floor that I was working and he was like, you can't just come to work looking like a wild lion.
Wow.
why is your hair like this? Why is your hair like this?
Hold on,
And
wait a minute.
Yeah. And this was like 4 years ago, so it was like I didn't really have
Different
the
time.
I didn't really have the like I didn't know what
Or
to
the strategy.
or yeah. I didn't know what to say. But then from that point I was like, you know what, you don't control me anymore, and I left doing this. But I don't think I was offended, but I was a bit confused as to how could you say that. But at the same time, I tried to justify it because I was like, I know when I started working there, they want a sleek look or whatever. But at the same time, if that was how my hair grew out,
Yes.
would that not be acceptable? Would that not be like neat for work? You know, so
Calling me an animal.
yeah.
That's ridiculous.
I personally have not had the encounter at the workplace because, for example, if I took this hair into work, OMG, danger zone.
Would you?
Danger zone.
Going from your blonde.
One woman, yeah, when it comes to this hair business, I've seen her like she'll see a black person, the woman changes her hair. I've seen her do it twice now. She just comes in and says, "Oh my gosh, your hair is so."
Yeah.
She literally comes big. Your hair is so.
Oh my god!
Can you imagine? Hey, like out there doing my dispensing. I'm looking at her. I'm just like, you actually dare not. I saw her do it one time, yeah, and then the woman she did it to, she's very nice, so she just like, yeah.
She's used to the attack. Everyone will
There she. That's one woman. Then another woman came a couple months later. Again, she came with, "Oh my gosh, your hair is so lovely." And what I think is inside, I say, yeah. You can't be me, bro. You can't touch me like that, man. This is a violation. It's a violation. So, as much as I love this hair, I can't. I'm not, because it's like you then have to think.
It's the fight. It's
being black at work is just something.
Yeah.
So it's like I have to think of how to articulate
strategy.
the strategy. You have to think of, okay, how am I going to say this without aggression, without being sassy or feisty or bitchy, like they're out there. So it's just better for me to just. I have my natural hair out anyway. No one's gonna touch. My natural hair has always been. I came into work with short natural hair, so it's nothing new to them. Many of you may not understand why. Why is it such a big deal for someone to just, just put your hand in your hair? And I feel like the thing is, like, if you ask, that's a completely different thing to you just coming and touching me like that. The reason why I feel like you believe you have the right or the authority to touch me, and that's problematic, and you have to ask yourself, why do you think that you have that right? Because your other colleagues, even if they went to go and do one curly perm, Rod went to go change their Caucasian hair into some funky, you wouldn't. You wouldn't go in full, you would say, "Oh my gosh, your hair, can I touch?" But why is it on my end, you just feel that I have the right to touch? And unfortunately, when I went to the All Shades Covered event, she was just saying how, like, it's an intimate, people, like, particularly, we say a lot of black women, we put money into our hair, we invest into our hair, and you think you can just take your hands. I don't know if you wash them. I don't know.
Since you've just eaten your bacon sandwich, you're going to wash your bacon.
Making every curl.
And this one's.
She comes and she collapses in and she crunches. Hey! Now, wow. So yeah, that is my. I haven't done it, and I just think to myself, like, when I finally do, I have to be prepared with the word, because I'm not the one. You don't touch me like that. Like, that's inappropriate. I'm not an animal. I'm not here for to be, paraded around. Don't touch me.
What role do men have to play in texturism?
It's their fault about everything.
Is it?
I'm gonna blame them for everything. It's always their fault. Anyway, sorry.
Do you actually think so?
She's dragging it.
Yeah, I'm dragging it.
dragging it,
But they do
but-
have a part to play in it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
What part do you think?
For example, they'll say stuff like, "Oh, I want my girl to look natural." I
but
want
it's
that to
always
be
not
there,
always.
there. But you're never, the natural you're talking about isn't
Oh, my natural.
Yeah, it isn't my natural.
I think this is my natural as well.
No, but still, that's they're not on it.
Too much.
No, I think some guys they like that.
Do you know what?
But I think
Rocking this hairstyle, black guys love it.
Wow.
Honestly, and a lot of girls don't realise. They do. They actually do, I think some black men just like natural hair. Whatever it is, it's just, if it's growing at your scalp,
Natural.
they just like it.
I think black men like whatever's looks manageable and looks neat. I don't think they have like,
This is not neat though.
No, but neat, like, it looks presentable, not necessarily like you don't have to put a straightener to that for it to look neat, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they like whatever looks presentable, like looks like I can take you somewhere.
Yeah.
I think
Do you know what I mean?
type of men, like, I'm thinking of maybe like my dad, like, what would he say? Like, if my hair was natural and it was all like slicked back into ponytail, if you see it's still a puff, but I look neat, he'll say, yeah. Like, he could ask me now, even though I think this hair is nice, he could say, what's this mad hair? Like, just depending on the kind of guy.
Yeah.
So I agree with you in some.
But I don't think black men put us down. I don't know anyone that puts black foot.
Yeah.
What's it like on Twitter?
I feel like texturism and colorism, the word that they love to use, there's an intersection between them because women from darker complexions usually come from like African or like Caribbean, and you're usually like from one place. There's not really a mix, and your hair most of the time tends to be the kinkier, the 4C, the 4B. And then when you have mixed people, you have the lighter skin, which is also associated with the looser curls and the coiliness. So I feel like men definitely have a role to play. That whole thing to do with colorism in terms of lighter skin is nicer, also is associated with hair because the lighter skin women tend to have, you know, looser hair.
Are you talking about men in general or black men?
I don't know about white people, to be honest. I don't know about white men, to be honest. I feel like if white men like black women, they like whatever.
They like us as we come.
If they're not attracted to black women, then they're part of the whole system of colorism and texturism.
Yeah.
But do you think a black man has to be attracted to a black woman?
No, that's a difficult conversation.
Not everyone must like original people. Have your own barbecue flavor. Just like we talk down to the original people.
That is
But then what you're saying about light skin with curly hair, because there's like exceptions, like Bernice Burgos. She's darker skin, but she has the coolie kind of hair.
That's true.
So is it just the light skin, or is it a combination of the light skin and the looser texture?
But if I look at America's a completely different thing. Like Americans are like, you can be black but look like you're not black. That's why you always have this thing where they ask you, oh, are you like what you mixed with? You don't see that here. Men don't really be asking you what you mixed with. We're all like, most of the time we're all first generation. So you're either gonna say you're from this country. You're less likely to be mixed here unless you have light skin. But in America, you can be black and be like mixed, or you can be light and just be black. So it's different. But even if I look at Bernice Burgos, I think guys look at her and think she's exotic because if you have looser hair, you're less black. You're less
and that's the problem. I guess that's the problem.
So even like I feel like the men who like can appreciate like, you know, our blackness as a whole, you know, holistically, I feel like they do not buy into pop culture. They do not buy into masculinity. It's again a particular kind of person who is just like the person who is mostly uneducated, the person who in terms of like, I don't sound uneducated, like unenlightened, like not woke, and again who buys into like image gang and all of this stuff.
The one that spend the most time on social media.
Yeah, exactly. They're the kind of people who I guess we're talking about in terms of what roles do they play in sexualism, and even the other kind of men who don't, they still play a role because you do not stand up you don't voice. You're very passive, and that's problematic as well.
But if you're not on social media, then what are you supposed to be saying? Like,
but they're all not on social media.
I don't know, but you know, I think men are quite passive anyway. They don't like to get involved in things.
Especially
that's
a
problem in itself. That's a problem in itself. But if I don't think that, then.
But I think the way they see it is it's a woman matter. They don't want to get involved in.
Right. So the next question is: can you be truly woke / pro-black and relax your hair?
Okay, so can you give us an active definition of woke?
Woke, I think, when people talk about woke, is really being enlightened and coming to knowledge of the different ways that you are systematically oppressed, and then understanding or reevaluating your behaviours and beliefs after you come into that knowledge. And being pro-black, I think, is a manifestation of being woke, because then you make an active choice you make an active choice to support or promote
Blackness
and elevate blackness. I don't think that you can be truly like
did you write this?
I don't think you can be pro-black, truly, if you relax your hair. And I the reason why I say that is because when you understand how, when I say the white man, I'm talking about the system of whiteness and like systematic racism. When you understand how the white man has conditioned you, well, conditioned your ancestors, and intentionally put in different kind of avenues to get you to suppress like your blackness by relaxing your hair, putting chemicals in your hair to completely strip it from its own, like, you know, integrity, and you go in a process of awakening yourself. You go in a process of where you're trying to like learn your history, and you begin to understand how all of this stuff is intentional, and you've just been, at some point you were just soaking it up because you didn't know, but now I know I have an obligation to either allow them to continue to oppress me, or I can, you know, like rise above it, and I can elevate my own blackness and make my blackness visible, because that's the whole point of like anti-blackness in this society, to suppress your blackness. We don't want to see your natural hair. We want you to assimilate into white society, so you relax your hair. So your afro is unprofessional, so your afro is dirty, your afro is unruly, and I'm not gonna allow those kind of stereotypes to be perpetuated, like, oh, you've got an afro, therefore you can't be in the corporate world, or you can't be a professional. No, I'm going to go to work with my afro to break down those stereotypes, and I feel like that's an obligation that I have. So if somebody has come to all of this knowledge and you choose to just still assimilate into white society by relaxing your hair, I feel like you have a right to do that. But I don't think you can walk around talking about being pro-black, because pro-black is all about elevating blackness.
What if someone's response is actually just truly easier for me to maintain?
But it's
like it, or his preference.
But I say that it's truly easier to maintain, but you're rocking a frontal. We all know frontals aren't easy to maintain.
We're not talking about. Let's be honest. We're talking about. Let's say some girls just relax their hair and they just put it up. They just wear their relaxed hair, and it's easier to maintain them. What about people then? They're honest, true opinion is that my relaxed hair is easier for me to maintain. I've been natural. It's difficult. It takes up too much of my time in the morning. I go to work. I don't have that much time. When I relax, I can just whatever. I comb my hair, ponytail, and I go.
And I will ask those people, do you know the history behind your hair? Do you know that?
What they say yes. I just find my hair easier to maintain.
That's up to you.
So, but could you tell that person that they're not woke?
I will tell you you're not pro-black. Because you can be woke and decide what to do.
But you said pro-black has been.
I said it's a manifestation of being woke. People can see something, and you have two options. You can either do something or not do something, right? Yeah. So people can decide from the knowledge I know, I can either be pro-black, or I'm still gonna just sit on the knowledge and just do nothing, right? So if you understand the history of your hair and understand how you relaxing your hair makes you complicit and means that you are assimilating into white society, and you choose to still relax your hair, that's completely up to you. But you're still woke, you still know the knowledge. But in terms of being pro-black, in terms of elevating blackness, making blackness visible, you are not included. Okay, because you choose to.
But then that's only in terms of hair. Let's say I'm a black woman, I'm a CEO of a company. Would you say that I'm not elevating blackness if I was in my boardroom with relaxed hair rather than with an afro?
I don't think that you being in the boardroom necessarily means that you're elevating blackness. Doesn't mean that you're
I only employing black people, you're doing a lot of good things, or you're serving the community in a way that you're creating opportunities, you're in places that you don't usually see black people, so you're making movements for the black community as a whole. Because of my appearance, you're going to say that, like, let's say I'm trying to like include or increase diversity in my company by hiring a lot of black people. I'm being pro-black. Yeah? So because I have relaxed hair at that moment, would you say that I'm not being pro-black?
That's what pro-black is.
Yeah, it's not just about based on appearance.
It's about what you're doing. A lot of people are woke, but they don't help anyone. To be honest, I can have weave, I can be relaxed, I get my nails done, black person, hair done, black person, I buy black, I shop black, makeup brands black. I can be that person and still have my hair relaxed.
Okay, and I'll ask you, why are you doing all those things but not having your natural hair out?
Because pro-black is a mindset and not a look.
No, but your mindset, you express it. Our hair, black people, our hair is an expression of ourselves. As a woman in particular, right? You can't get away from your hair. Your hair is a statement, right? And the statement that you choose to make when you relax your hair, is that what would be the most basic, that you don't want to have your natural hair. The statement that you're making is you're purposely chemically straightening your hair. I don't know the reasons for it, but that is the statement you choose to make. You're not being your authentic black self, because your afro is blackness. It cannot be disputed for anything else. So if I wanted to elevate blackness in the corporate world, and I'm not scared of walking in with my relaxed hair because it doesn't make a statement. I'm just assimilating. There's people out there in the world who are being sent away from like denied jobs. There are people in schools who are being told to go home because they're just being their authentic black self. And I think, me personally, knowing how much of a political statement your black hair is, and knowing how having your natural hair can liberate certain people out of these like anti-black notions, yeah, I feel like if you really are pro-black as a woman, yeah, because your hair is very like, it's a big thing in womanhood anyway, I feel like if you have the knowledge and you still continue to relax your hair, I feel like there's an issue here that you are choosing to ignore.
What is the knowledge? What is this knowledge?
What
is the problem with relaxed hair? Let's stick to that. What's the problem with relaxed hair?
It all comes from slavery and colonialism. Like, back in the day, if you had an afro or you had kinky hair, you was less likely to get a job, you was less likely to marry, there was just real repercussions for you having your natural hair. So when this whole relaxer industry came and you can straighten your hair and make yourself look like, I don't think people then were thinking, I'm making myself look more like a white person. You're just realizing, wow, this is an opportunity for me to get straight hair. And you understood that this equates to like more opportunity. So you go and you straighten your hair, or you say your hair is nicer this way, or you look whatever people would say, and then that trickles down into generations, and you continue to like recycle these same anti-black notions, and then you have our generation who sit here and relax our hair and don't understand the origins or why you do it. You just do it because everyone else is doing it. You just do it because your parents did it for you. But then you get to a certain age when you learn stuff, and now you have a responsibility to progress.
What we're saying is that everyone that relaxes their hair, even if they have a knowledge, okay, say I've got knowledge of it, but I'm still going to relax my hair. How is that connected? Like, how is that like?
Because it's like, how is it not connected? It's like when we're talking about bleaching, why do people bleach? The root of it, people say, it's just my preference, it's just this, it's just that, or whatever, yeah? But the root of it is anti-black. You can have the knowledge, right? You can have the knowledge and decide, I'm still gonna bleach anyway because it's my life. It's I feel like I get more opportunities and blah blah blah. Fine, nobody can take that away from you. But I refuse to tell. If you want to go on about I'm pro-black and this, I'm sorry, you're not included. It's contra.
I think bleaching is different though, because you're actually removing the melanin from your skin, yeah. Whereas like
this is the case in your hair.
Listen, but if you're relaxing your hair, you're saying it's because of maintenance. Maintenance is different from how does making your skin whiter, like it's not the same thing as maintenance. You have to admit that it's not the same thing.
It's not. But what I'm saying is, people love to hide behind maintenance. You love to hide behind maintenance.
It's not hiding. It's reality. You can say it's off in the morning. You get up and put your wig in the morning. It's the same as you get up and trying to do your natural hair in the morning.
All right, fair enough. Let's just go to 4 years ago, yeah, and I would have said all of your points. But the root, although I did not know it consciously, was not because of maintenance. Was not because of all of that. My real issue was anti-blackness at the root of it all. When you talk about people going on a natural hair journey, this whole natural hair movement all started because black women wanted to embrace their blackness. Yeah, I cannot sit here and tell you I'm embracing my blackness, but I purposely go to the salon every month and put chemicals to relax my hair and strip my hair of what makes my hair black. That is a contradiction to the core. Okay, I can then have my natural hair and wear wigs, yeah, and if I don't show my natural hair at all, because when I went on my natural hair journey in the beginning, decided to go natural, I just said to myself, I don't show my hair anyway, I always have my hair in wigs, so what's the point of me relaxing it? I had no intention of ever sporting the natural hair look. Yeah, but I would have told you, maintenance and blah blah blah.
I think based on what you said, if that's the case, then a black woman that is woke and she's operating in her wokeness, she shouldn't wear wigs then, based on what you just said, knowing that.
I agree.
Based on if you're like,
definitely can't wear straight
hair. You can't wear
any straight hair.
You can wear any kind of hair that's not, unless it's like kinky,
that's
like
not
kinky
wearing
clippers. Yeah, if it doesn't even look like your own hair, you shouldn't wear the hair then.
Yeah.
Because based on what you just said, like if people see me, they're gonna feel liberated because of my appearance and all of the kind of like positivity that I can spread from just showing my hair, as you said, being a statement. You should not wear anything other than your afro or your afro kind of hair. My friend that I work, she didn't know I was wearing a frontal, for example. So even though my hair is I'm basically natural, she doesn't know that. All she can see is my straight hair. And like, you know what you said, okay, if you try and say, oh, I'm not at work, I'm gonna slack off my wig. What chances is that really gonna happen in the workplace or anywhere I can really show someone that my blackness or I'm woke or pro-black person? So you have to kind of demonstrate that at all times and at all costs, and no one should wear any kind of wig, curly, wavy. What I was gonna say, I don't think even curly because your hair.
If it can come out of a black person's hair, you can wear it.
I can wear it.
Some black people's hair comes out straight.
Some black people's hair comes out straight.
Exactly. So you can relax your hair then?
No, because you're relaxing your hair. You're relaxing your hair. That's your actual hair.
With the texture.
Yeah, because the whole thing is that
some black people's hair comes out straight, but it's not like this. No. I know some black person's hair like this.
Yeah, fine. It's like,
but it's still like has a texture to it.
Yeah.
It's never yaki then. It's never. You can wear yaki. But that's what I'm saying.
It's like blue band. It's like this.
But that's what I'm saying. So you can't wear anything that doesn't look like your hair. That's what I'm saying.
No, you can't wear anything that doesn't look like a black person's hair.
A black person's
is what
hair.
would qualify for.
That's
the whole.
Yeah.
What about mixed race then?
If it doesn't look like you come out your
What about Puli then?
Yeah, because
That's how she wears that.
That's black
Get away with that.
hair.
Not black people.
Black people have this hair.
That's mixed race.
Yeah, that's
Black people have this hair. Black people have this hair. Like I can show you a black person somewhere in America.
I can show you a black person that has this hair.
No.
Really?
Hold on, sorry. Let me just speak to this wig thing. Wearing wigs is a part of black culture.
Yeah,
that is a part of black culture. That is very, very true. We wear different hairstyles just to be snazzy, you know, and just to like express ourselves and like.
They never wear their
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. I think
this thing is such a big issue. Like there's so many different segments and compartments. Like
It's a lot,
you
man.
can't even make general statements about everything.
No,
because then people say you have your natural hair, but you don't wear it out, so you still hate your natural hair.
Yeah.
So then what? What
I
happens?
would agree with that because like I'm
agree with
an
that,
introspective
100%.
person, so I can tell you, I would be truthful. Other people won't. Other people will hide behind well-built arguments
Yeah.
to
I agree.
stop themselves from looking within, right?